Good morning, BBC listeners. My name is Natalia Hernandez, and today on BBC News, we have prepared a special interview with an important group of investigators. Their names are Tiffany Jimenez, Laura Alves, Sofia Converse, and Emiliana Seren. Four incredible people that have studied important historical events for years. Today we will be talking about the First World War, a period that marked the history of humanity. In this interview, we will talk about the causes, the consequences, and the impacts. During this interview, we will answer to the question, how much of an impact did the First World War have on society at that time? Let's start with Ms. Jimenez.
Hi everyone, thank you very much for inviting us to this interview. First of all, we need to understand that the development of the First World War had an important series of effects on democratic, political, social, economic, and military levels.
That sounds interesting. However, what will be the causes of this war?
Well, first of all, we must take into account the alliance between the European power, the Triple Alliance.
Why is it called the Triple Alliance?
Because it is made up the three great powers of Europe, which are Great Britain, Russia, and Germany.
And where and how did it happen?
Okay, in July 1914, tension between the Triple Stand and Triple Alliance escalated after the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the throne Austria-Hungary. Austria blamed Serbia to the attack and declared war on it. So Russia breaks Serbia and its alliance intervenes, the Triple Alliance, and the continent went to war.
Why Russia supported Serbia during the war?
The Russians wanted to impose her rule on the territory of the East Prussian and Galicia, when his part is the Austro-Hungary Empire.
And after that, what were the consequences of the war?
The development of the First World War had an important series of effects on the demographic, political, economic, social, and military levels.
What empires disappeared after the war?
Four empires eventually disintegrated after the Great War: the Russian Empire, the Austro-Hungarian Empire, the German Empire, and the Ottoman Empire.
Did the Great War have any economic consequences?
Absolutely. The war results in high military expenditures. The economy of the countries affected by the war experienced a colossal crisis, having to pay the debts they owed to supplies of credit and raw materials. This situation generated hunger and difficulties for the reconstruction of the affected areas.
And what about the deaths? I have heard that during the World War I, there was an estimated of 20 million deaths and 21 million wounded. Is this fact true?
Many people were affected by the scarcity of basic resources, famine, cities, and villages. There were deaths from the direct fighting as well as from the aftermath of the conflict. It's very difficult to find the exact amount of people that died during this war. However, data such as what are you giving can serve as an estimate of how many people actually died.
Were any treaties made after this war?
Absolutely. The press conference was held in 1919 in Paris with the aim of ensuring world peace. As a result, on June 98, 1919, the Treaty of Versailles was signed, for which the language of nations was created.
In addition to the above, what other consequences did the World War I have?
Another consequence was the extremist political ideologies. The disenchantment generated by the crisis in Europe made people listen to political leaders who promoted radical changes. In Eastern Europe, communism took hold, in Italy fascism took power, and Germany Nazi Party did.
Finally, I have a question for Ms. Converse. How is the concept change related to the First World War?
An important concept in all this is change. But what is change? A change is to make something or someone different. Knowing this, we can start. The First World War, or Great War, had a very strong impact on society as we know. It changed the minds of many people and changed many cultures, especially the ones that were in war. For example, the form of government changed in the vast majority of countries. From monarchy, it passed to different things, federalism, all that. Also, women began to have more power in society. They started to have a voice, and their decisions were taken in account. And thoughts and ideas of a lot of people were changed. Some of the people that lose a family or something like that changed their mind, and the rest of their life was very different. As my parents already mentioned it, the war had its causes, and for this reason, it had some effects. We can see with all this that it is clear that the war produced a very important change in all world. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Converse, and the other investigators that contributed with this interview. With this, we can conclude that the Great War was a catastrophic event that not only left deaths, but also many changes in political and social levels. During that time, it created an impressive impact in people, and to be honest, humanity will not be the same without this war. See you next time with more informative content.